This Wednesday I'm going to launch a 7-week webinar boot camp. That is the longest one that I've done so far, and the reason for it is that while I've done a 7-step course that a lot of people like Sean, if you've listened to podcasts 23 and 54, have used successfully, and then a second boot camp which was the beginning steps, I've recently been asked if I could do something on the whole steps, from the mindset, through motivation, through picking an industry, through picking and securing your professionals, your accountants and lawyers, finding a deal, financing a deal, and then running a deal. So I wanted to do that because a lot of times what people end up doing is they jump right to wanting to do a deal. I get emails every day. I've got a deal, it's got to close in 2 weeks. Can you help me? The answer is no. If you haven't built your dream team and your professionals and followed the steps, you are proceeding with peril. And most of the time people that do that end up losing the deal, losing all kinds of time, and then have to go back to start from the beginning. So I'd encourage you, if nothing else, to follow the steps. If you listened again to those podcasts, you heard firsthand from Sean how important it was to build that dream team, to give him credibility that he himself didn't have at that point. He does now. He's actually working on his 3rd deal and to close. So that's been a tremendous success. But when I was asked about that, I said, yeah, I'll do that. I'm also asked, is this the same as the previous? And the answer is no to that. Is that hopefully all of us work on continuous improvement. And what I've done is go back, look at over the last 2 years when I've been doing an awful lot of mentoring and said, okay, where do people get stuck? What works, what doesn't work, which is sometimes as important, and how can I put that in a course? So while I cover the same 7 steps, this boot camp is going to be a very, very deep dive on those steps, templates, scripts. I'm not a big fan of scripts read word for word because I think they come off that way, but there will be bullet points, there will be some scripts, and particularly when it gets to LinkedIn. I'm going to walk through how to use LinkedIn. There's no better tool that I'm aware of to connect with people. There are now over 600 million people on LinkedIn. I am sure you are going to be able to find a dream team from those. So again, follow the steps, work on a continuous improvement. So if that sounds like something that would help you, I would encourage you to email me. It's almost full. So there's a limited number of spots for that, so I'd encourage you sooner than later, if that's something you want to do, to send me an email. I'll send you the details, and if it works for you, certainly sign up. But that's important. Contact me sooner than later because it's been very, very well received. Actually better received than I thought it would be, and how quickly people responded to it. But not only is it going to be live, don't worry about it perhaps not being live at a time you can attend. There's people all over the world. So what I'm going to do is each of those 7 weeks, which will be live, I'll then have a Q&A at the end, and I'll record both the webinar and the Q&A. And if you can't attend, you can certainly watch it later. And you can also send me a question, email it to me beforehand, and I'll work through those Q&As and answer them on video. So I think that's going to work out well. Again, the response has been great, which I'm happy about. And if you have any suggestions for that, certainly feed those to me and I will incorporate those as well. So follow the steps. It's worked for 25 plus years, and I make no guarantees whether it'll work for you, but I know the process works.